There has been a lot of excitement around Colorado with Deion Sanders moving there, with all the transfers that he brought in, all this insane talent like Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter. Unfortunately, the reality for Colorado is that they have not lived up to that talent, at least not yet. And they proved that in a big way against Stanford. Stanford, a team that has been basically a mockery this year. They are not the Stanford teams that we've seen of a decade ago. Instead, this is a Stanford team that is one of the worst teams in the Pac-12, in the Power 5, to be honest with you. And now here we are talking about this morning, the Stanford Cardinal coming back and beating Colorado. And it's not just the fact that they beat Colorado. It's the fact that they at one point were down 29-0 in this game, and they just mounted the biggest comeback in school history against Deion Sanders, Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, and this all happened at Colorado. This is embarrassing. Colorado versus Stanford score. Cardinal cap largest comeback in school history to upset the Buffs in double overtime thriller. And one of the reasons that so many people are talking about this the way they are is because how Colorado acted during this entire thing, including at halftime, Shedeur Sanders, when they were up 29-0, going into the locker room and posting his merch store on Instagram. And that has been one of the primary reasons why so many people are excited to see this happen and have been talking about this. This is a Colorado team that doesn't seem focused on winning, at least not when it comes to the right way. They seem focused on self-promotion. They seem focused on social media clips. It does, just like the Oregon coach said, seem like this is a team that's in it for the clicks instead of the actual wins. And of course, Oregon walked in and stomped all over them. This is what happens when Colorado, Shedeur Sanders, when you go and you celebrate beating Arizona State, who is the worst team in the Pac-12, you needed a comeback victory to beat them. Shedeur Sanders goes, flashes his fucking watch at the student section as if you just did something incredible, when no, you didn't, not all. Now you're 10th place in the Pac-12, mind you. And oh, by the way, a lot of other Stanford players, they decided that they're going to flex their watches now too, Shedeur, because they walked into your house and embarrassed you. There were Colorado students crying after this game. When you go and you beat Colorado State, a team that you should decimate, and you fucking rush the field, yeah, you know what? Maybe you deserve to be crying after a loss to the Stanford Cardinal. It's clear, obviously, Deion is great for college football. He's great for college football. The fact that he's with Colorado is awesome. He brought so much talent in there. He changed the entire scope and the entire framework in which we view Colorado overnight. You can't say that he hasn't. But the idea that the mainstream media were slobbering all over this dude, thought this could potentially be like a top 10 team, that was just not the reality. This team is not ready for that. These players don't have that type of discipline. And this maybe highlights all of that. A huge comeback by one of the worst teams in the Pac-12 and one of the worst teams in college football, at least when you're talking about the Power 5 conferences, to come back and beat a superior, talented Colorado team at Colorado. Embarrassing failure for Deion Sanders and that group of players. And, when you go in, when you decide to, middle of the game, do self-promotion, promote your merch store instead of maybe focusing on the game plan for the second half, Shedeur Sanders, these are the types of things that can happen. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.